So this bullying student kicks the bucket in a weird way, then pops back up as some kind of angry demon. The movie starts in this super dense, foggy forest. A shaman's doing some spooky ritual with a mystery person. This shaman whips up a cursed charm from snake and centipede bits, creepy crawlies. And from those two a symbol just kinda oozes out, screaming evil. The shaman then drops this bombshell: wanna bring someone back from the dead. Then boom, we're flung back a week. High school, big inter-school volleyball match. These girls are seriously good. The game's one of those nail-biters, points going back and forth. Busaba leads one of the teams and she and her crew end up winning. On the court, Busaba's a total beast, fierce and tough. Off the court, she's basically the most feared girl in school. She's always picking on other girls, shaking them down for money. Doesn't matter who you are or how loaded your family is, if Busaba wants to bully you, she will. One day a teacher brings in a new kid, Jindara, transferring from another school. Turns out a girl named Hong in the class already knows Jindara. We quickly learn Jindara was also a volleyball captain at her old school. This makes Busaba pretty antsy, worried her captain's spot might be in danger. Jindara sits next to Arasa, a quiet girl who's usually Busaba's punching bag. Hong, who's been Jindara's buddy since middle school, is there too. Later, in the cafeteria, Busaba stirs up trouble again. She flings chicken bones onto their table, then says she stepped in cat poop earlier. Without a word, Hong just gets it and starts cleaning Busaba's shoes. Even with all Busaba's awful behavior, the teachers kinda just look the other way. Why? Because she's this academic superstar and brings home all these trophies from volleyball tournaments, making the school look good. That's why she never gets kicked out even after all the bullying. The teachers just pretend not to see it. During volleyball practice, Busaba, like it's her job, goes looking for trouble again. This time it's Ya. Ya hasn't paid up the money Busaba demanded, so Busaba punishes her by smashing powerful spikes at her. Ya comes from a super rich family, but Busaba couldn't care less, she just wants to exploit it. Jindara can't stand it anymore. She steps in and blocks Busaba's spike. Jindara then challenges Busaba to a spike-off. If Jindara loses, she'll take his place, but if Busaba loses, Jindara demands she stops all this nonsense. Busaba, clueless about Jindara's skills, gets absolutely hammered by her spike. Feeling totally humiliated in front of everyone, Busaba goes ballistic, and a fight almost breaks out, but the coach jumps in and breaks it up. After that, Jindara, Hong, Arasa and Ya become super close, a real tight-knit group. The school even has a dorm you can rent. During their chats we get a peek into Jindara's past. Turns out she was bullied a lot in middle school too. At first she just took it, but eventually she fought back, and since then no one's dared to mess with her. Arasa says with Jindara around, they finally feel brave enough to stand up to Busaba, because someone has to. But Jindara just stays quiet, not responding. Instead, she asks about Busaba, who is she really? Ya then explains Busaba wasn't always like this. After taking a year off school and coming back, she totally changed. Rumor has it during that year Busaba got pregnant and got rid of the baby. The school staff apparently knew all about it, but since Busaba was smart and high-achieving, they kept her. The scene then cuts to Jindara at a sink, cleaning a stain off her skirt. She doesn't even notice another student waiting behind her. Jindara's beautiful, fair-skinned, and boys can't help but notice her. Right then, a spark flies between her and a teenage boy named Gun. Problem is, Gun's already got a girlfriend, Busaba. Later, Busaba pulls Jindara aside for a chat. She says after their volleyball court incident, the sports teacher punished her, and another screw-up would cost her college recommendation. So she wants to make peace with Jindara and asks for no more drama. Jindara, seemingly taking it at face value, agrees. The story moves on with Jindara and Gun starting to chat online. You can't deny Jindara's feelings for Gun are growing, and she cleverly sends him a slightly flirty picture. Eventually, Gun asks Jindara out. Her chances with Gun seem to go way up when she accidentally spots Busaba leaving with the male volleyball coach. The next day, Busaba approaches Jindara again, this time asking for help to go with her to a student's place for private tutoring. Jindara, totally unsuspecting, happily agrees. But when they arrive, Jindara realizes she's been led to a place full of shady characters. Busaba, without blinking an eye, basically sells Jindara to them. Jindara has to fight tooth and nail to escape. Feeling like this has gone way too far, Jindara is furious and confronts Busaba at school, but since there's no proof, she can't do much. Plus, other students record Jindara's outburst, making her hold back, to get back at Busaba for all the pain and shame. Jinda cooked up another scheme to get Gun away from Busaba. They set up a meeting, but before they could even get there, Busaba started getting suspicious that Gun had another woman in his life. Sparks flew, and a huge fight broke out. Gun, totally fed up with Busaba, finally let it all out and admitted he was seeing someone else. He walked away, leaving Busaba stunned, but then he remembered his phone and went back for it. Big mistake. Busaba, absolutely fuming, stabbed him. She was so mad she didn't even care what she was doing anymore. After that whole mess, the school with a heavy heart kicked Busaba out. It was a huge blow for her, something she'd regret deeply. Not long after, the school was rocked again when they found out Busaba had taken her own life. Jindara and her friends went to the funeral to say their goodbyes. Yao suddenly felt sick, so Hong took her home, leaving Jindara and Arasa there. Meanwhile, at the spot where Busaba died, some shaman was doing a weird ceremony. At the same time, during the funeral prayers, things got spooky. A woman's crying echoed, the wind howled, lights flickered out, and the whole place felt terrifying. In the middle of all the chaos, Jindara got pushed and fell. Just then, Busaba's coffin broke open right in front of her. Back at the dorm, Jindara couldn't believe what she'd seen, especially how the coffin just split open like that. Still, the four of them tried to calm each other down, hoping things would be okay. Later that night, while everyone else was sound asleep, Orasa woke up to a chair moving by itself. She freaked out, trying to wake Jindara, but Jindara was out cold. Busaba's ghostly form appeared right above Orasa. Her friends eventually woke up and tried to convince her it was just a bad dream. And they all went back to sleep. But for Urasa, the nightmare kept going. She found herself on a wall, hanging, trying to scream, but no sound came out. A rope slowly tightened around her neck. Urasa struggled, but Busaba's ghost crushed her head. Turns out it was her second nightmare. Back at school, another panic broke out when ritual stuff was found on the sports field. Jindara and the others questioned the janitor about it. The janitor explained these were traces of a spirit-calling ritual, and by the looks of it, definitely black magic. She said it was to summon a revenge-seeking ghost. The janitor warned that within 3 days the spirit would hunt its targets. First it would appear to them, and on the last day it would kill without escape. That very day, Busaba's ghostly terror began. The spirit showed itself to each of them, one by one. Yao saw Busaba's ghost hanging above her, then floating down headless. The others just watched in confusion as Yao acted strange. Fear started to creep in. The janitor said the spirit only shows itself to the ones it's after. Coincidentally, the janitor was with them in the bathroom when she suddenly started acting weird herself. The bathroom lights suddenly went out and the janitor started attacking them. Luckily, Gun showed up just in time and broke down the locked door. The janitor came to and was rushed to the hospital. Gun already knew what was going on because Busaba's ghost had been haunting him too. He brought everyone to a male psychic, hoping he could help. The psychic said they weren't dealing with just any ghost, but one full of deep revenge. He asked his assistant for a special dagger. Out of nowhere, under Busaba's influence, the psychic stabbed himself. Even badly hurt, he told them to find the shaman and douse him with holy virgin pee. Or they could just kill the shaman. Those were the only 2 ways to stop it all. They had to move fast before the 3rd day ended or they'd all die. The assistant handed them the blessed pee. They all gathered at the dorm, wondering who brought Busaba's spirit back. Accusations flew, and suspicion briefly landed on Hong and Ya because they weren't at the funeral. They denied it, but then everyone started looking at Busaba's father and the school's volleyball coach, who also weren't there. The strongest suspicion was on Busaba's dad. According to Gun, Busaba's life was really sad. Her father practiced black magic, and it was quite possible he was behind everything. They still didn't know why he'd bring her back, though. Gun once walked Busaba home and saw her dad was a super heavy drinker. When he was drunk, Busaba would get abused, which is why she ran away and lived in the dorm. They decided to look for Busaba's dad. If he didn't give them answers, they'd go after the volleyball coach next. Soon after, during an exam at school, everyone was shocked when Busaba's ghost showed up. She even took the exam and asked the teacher for an answer sheet. After that, everyone gathered in the sports hall, where the volleyball coach happened to be. Jindara and Gun cornered him, asking if he was the one who brought Busaba back. The coach looked really confused and trapped and finally admitted he had been involved with Busaba. Suddenly, Busaba's spirit took him over, confirming everything. Their relationship wasn't about love but about favors. Busaba needed a guaranteed spot in college, and the coach could give it to her if she slept with him. Even worse, the principal was also in on it, having a secret affair with Busaba too. Busaba's spirit then embarrassed the coach by making him strip in front of all the students. After a moment, the coach came to, and everyone was horrified to see Busaba's ghost hanging above them. Their last hope was to find Busaba's father. They broke into his house and found a bunch of offerings and black magic stuff. Their suspicions were confirmed when they saw a childhood photo of Busaba at the ritual spot. They trashed the place, but then Busaba's dad showed up and attacked them when he saw his ritual ruined. When he got splashed with the blessed pee from the psychic, Busaba's dad freaked out, trying to escape, but they chased him. Suddenly, Hung showed up holding a doll she found in the house, claiming it was a spirit doll that needed to be destroyed right away. Hearing this, they poured the blessed pee on the doll and it worked instantly. Busaba's dad got immediate karma, falling and impaling his head on a sharp iron fence, killing him. If he was truly the one who brought her back, they should be free from the curse now. But they had to wait until after midnight to be sure. It went home with her mom while Gun picked up Jindara. They visited the psychic, who was still in the hospital from his earlier injuries. They gave him the spirit doll and asked if everything was really over. The psychic praised them for handling it so well, which gave Jindara and Gun some relief. But he also told them to pray at a temple so Busaba's spirit could finally rest. Jindara then realized she left her phone at the temple. She went back alone while Gun waited in the car. On her way, Jindara passed a street vendor selling charms, and one caught her eye because it looked exactly like something she saw at Busaba's father's house. The vendor explained it was wild boar vomit used to ward off evil spirits. Suddenly, Jindara remembered Hong found a similar thing at the house and said it was a spirit doll that needed to be destroyed. She realized Hong lied. Panicking, Jindara checked the time. 11:58 p.m., just 2 minutes until midnight. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Busaba's spirit attacked and killed the psychic. Next, Gun became the target while waiting in the car. The car suddenly moved on its own, and tragically Gun couldn't escape as his head was impaled on a steel rebar. Jindara was helpless, watching the horror unfold. She went back to the hospital and found the psychic dead with only the sacred dagger left behind. Quietly, Jindara took it. She told Hong the curse wasn't over and asked her to meet at Busaba's house. Hong then called Urasa and invited her to come along while Ye, unaware of everything, thought it was all finally done. Suddenly, Busaba's spirit appeared again and Ye became the next victim, dying. On the other side, Hong secretly brought Urasa to the sports hall where Busaba died. Urasa still didn't realize who Hong really was. Hong asked Urasa to join her ritual, claiming it would stop the curse. Meanwhile, Jindara was at Busaba's father's house. It was finally revealed that Hong was indeed the one who resurrected Busaba's spirit. Jindara then got a message from Urasa saying she was with Hong at the sports hall. When Jindara tried to call Urasa back, her phone died. Urasa was told to pray to Busaba's spirit and ask for forgiveness for any wrongdoings. And at that moment, Urasa apologized on behalf of Jindara, Gun, and Ye for killing Busaba. Hearing this confession, Hong finally realized Busaba didn't kill herself, but was actually murdered by the four of them. The story flashed back to days earlier when Busaba found chats between Gun and Jindara. Overwhelmed by jealousy and anger, Busaba confronted Jindara, leading to a huge fight witnessed by Urasa and Ye. Gun then arrived to break them up. Gun wanted to break up with Busaba for a good reason. He knew about her with the volleyball coach. When her secret was exposed, Busaba totally lost it and attacked Jindara. Alone, Busaba eventually gave in and broke down, crying and begging them to let her go. They thought she'd repent, but instead she attacked Jindara again. As they tried to pull Busaba off and push her away, she hit an iron bar with her neck, dying instantly. They all panicked, realizing it was an accident. Jindara then said that when Busaba was alive, she had already messed up their lives and caused pain to many, so there was no reason to mourn her death. They came up with a plan to make it look like Busaba killed herself. They messed with the crime scene and planted fake evidence for the CCTV, making it seem like Busaba took her own life. One of them even dressed up as Busaba in her uniform and walked past the camera to create the illusion that Busaba was about to die by suicide. Coincidentally, on the night Busaba died, Hong wasn't with them. Back in the present, Hong finally admitted she was the one who brought Busaba's spirit back. After Busaba died, Hong frantically looked for a shaman to learn a spirit-calling ritual. Not long after, Busaba's spirit returned. Soon after, Jindara arrived at the sports hall and found Urasa already dead. Jindara demanded to know why Hong resurrected Busaba, especially since Hong was often picked on by Busaba when she was alive. Jindara couldn't understand why Hong would do all this. Hong then revealed the truth. She had a mental thing where she enjoyed being bullied and hurt. After Busaba died, Hong lost that source of pleasure. To bring Busaba back, Hong teamed up with the shaman who gave her a centipede charm that lets her put a dead soul into another body. Hong now planned to put Busaba's soul into Jindara's body. Hong showed the charm while Jindara pulled out the special dagger from the psychic. A fight broke out, and Hong managed to hit Jindara while Busaba's spirit helped hold Jindara. However, Jindara quickly switched to fighting with her left hand. The charm released centipedes that started crawling into Jindara's body while Hong and Busaba's spirit held both of Jindara's hands, letting the centipedes get in without resistance. Some time later, everything went back to normal. Jindara was still alive and so was Hong, but now Busaba's soul lived inside Jindara. Jindara started acting exactly like Busaba, becoming a mean bully again, which Hong found really interesting. And that's how the story ended.